Greetings and welcome to Dive and Die presents The Titan's Gift, Season 3, Episode 13. I am your DM and host, Marty, joined by the Seattle crew. How is everyone doing on this fine Tuesday evening?
Woo!
Yeah.
I mean, we missed last week, so we're here this week. That's got to be better.
Yep. That's right.
Well, these ones aren't streamed, so missing weeks won't make too much sense to those watching.
Not to them, but to me.
We missed last week. We also haven't played in the Grimstone game, the Ontario crew, very much in the last week and a half. A, Wrath of the Righteous dropped, and B, they're all coming to visit this weekend. So we'll get like 2 or 3 games in over the next 4 days, or over the 4-day weekend. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Are you playing from the press box today? Is that your theater?
This is the small theater room that came with the house, yeah.
Nice.
My laptop has been set up in the theater room because I've been playing Wrath of the Righteous on the big screen.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Is it that good?
It's good. Well, yeah, it's good. I keep on encountering a bug at the end of Chapter 2, so I'm on my second playthrough of the first 2 chapters.
Oh, no.
The patches.
What?
We'll fix it, yeah. Yep. I'm only about 60 hours into the game. It's not like my name's Matt.
Sounds like there's a story in there,
I'm like 160 hours into the game. I have not gotten as much sleep as I probably should.
Well, it's if it's worth playing and it's fun, then why not just do more?
I would start with Pathfinder Kingmaker. It's basically the closest facsimile to the game we are currently playing, role-playing wise.
Yeah.
In fact, in Wrath of the Righteous, they built the Witch class, so you have hexes. So I've built Fereosae as a character, effectively. Like, the person that basically goes hex every round. Oh, and they're also a little bit of a bard, so they can bard with a move action in the rest of the round, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's good.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Of course, I'm hacking the files too, so I'm like right into the JSON files to make Gestalt characters and up their stats, and
But you can do it. That's the point. You can do it. That's fun.
Well. Yeah. You got this bug at the end of Act 2 here, which gets by.
I've gone through the majority of the game, like the first 2 chapters, without that bug encountering it. There is a bug through my hacking that I'm wondering what happens if the game considers, like, what happens at 11th level when I've got effectively 22 class levels. That's the bug that I'm waiting for.
Okay.
I might have to back off from my gestalting on my next playthrough, but that's fine.
What is this Pathfinder thing that it wants to make you play with not a Gestalt character?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's
been not doing that?
This is like 2009. What are we talking about?
They're fun. They are so fun, and they're doing Mythic in this game too. So, there are some really disgusting combos.
Nice.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yep.
Luke, you were traveling, right?
I was at a outdoor wedding down in Oregon with some friends. So that was cool. I'd never been that far south. And the Columbia River Valley is just like crazy beautiful. It's like so sunny down there. It's wild. So doing that. It was my birthday. I can't remember if we played since then, but that was pretty recent.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
If there's a cake, that's from me.
Thanks, Neil. But on my birthday, I got myself got from Saurus a guitar amp, and so that's why you can see the electric guitar in the background now, because I finally have an amp to play guitars through. So that's pretty exciting.
And you're moving closer and closer to the Jack Black theme. I like it.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's his guitar.
Jack Black guitar
in School of Rock. Wow, that's weird. Dude. That is totally unintentional. That's really weird. Oh my God.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me that didn't cross your mind.
Actually, it hadn't. It
Oh,
really
really?
hadn't. Yeah. I did
Wow.
not put that together.
We need to chip in and get Luke the movie poster or something like that.
We should, yeah.
Nice. So yeah, a lot of that going on. Just really into Conquest of Elysium 5. It's this like roguelike indie studio Steam game. Basically, it's like a turn-based strategy 4X, but you play as like a fantastical kingdom like dwarves or halflings or Romans. You know, there's crazy. It's fun. There's a lot of cool races thrown in there. I've been playing as the like H.P. Lovecraft Cult of Cthulhu guys, where you just like summon monster armies from the deep sea and then go and like murder druid armies. So yeah,
That sounds like a lot of fun.
yeah. Other than that, chilling, guys. Nice to see you.
Well, nice to
back
nice
to you, Marty, in the studio.
Matt, any updates?
I mean, nothing in particular. I got a bunch of trees trimmed. I got my fireplace working. Gutters go on the house next week, hopefully.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've just been getting a lot of stuff done around the house. Somebody backed into the car while it was parked, so I got to replace the front bumper. That's going to be a huge pain.
That sucks. Yeah,
it happens. Yeah, so mostly just kind of playing Wrath of the Righteous and solving frustrating real world problems, but making progress on them. So there you go.
What's your favorite class or character in the game so far?
Well, I picked the witch because I just kind of like the idea of knocking everything out and then having someone go and finish them off.
Nice.
I'm enjoying archers though too. There's something about kind of unending damage output that's really appealing. I haven't built any of my own though. I've mostly been keeping them in the lane that they start out in. I did build one to specifically hit 50 perception, because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yes.
Talking about not missing anything, are you beyond chapter 2 yet?
Chapter 3 is amazing. I'm stuck at the end of chapter 4 along with everybody else.
Especially with 50 perception, right?
Yes. Yep. No, it's a good game. It's a good game. I think there's some replayability in it too.
Yep, the different paths and there's definitely replayability. Well, we played Pathfinder Kingmaker to death. At least I did. I don't even want to look at how many hours. This one's going to get a lot of my time too, assuming the Chapter 2 bug gets fixed. Matt, what's new with you?
I have taken my first foray into whaling. So I tried to play this game, Marvel Future Revolution, and threw down a bunch of money. So yeah, I feel particularly skilled at this game in terms of my ability to pay to win. So that's been fun.
What is whaling?
Well, when you're a whale and you spend lots of money.
Yeah, whales are the people who spend like hundreds of dollars on mobile games. And so, in games terms, like you target the whales, you make a lot of decisions around like loot boxes or whatever because you expect them to spend crap loads of money, right? They're called the whales, as opposed to like free to play players or whatever. So I've been playing this game for like 2 weeks and just totally cracking out on it. I'm like top 50 on several different leaderboards.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
And just like a couple friends of mine are all in a guild or in an alliance, and it's been a lot of fun. Outside of that, man, nothing super crazy. Our Rune Lords game got started back up again, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Yeah, it's been pretty uneventful otherwise.
What module are you guys in?
We're in the book 6. We're in the last one.
The last one? Okay.
Yeah, and then we what do we have? We have Tyrant's Grasp on Saturday, and I think we're in book 3 or 4 for that one. So it's nice to we had a lot of downtime because a couple of the people that we play with had some family in the area, and so we've been kind of out of commission for like a month or so. So games are starting back up this week. It's pretty exciting.
Happens.
Yeah, but, life and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing much over here. Just regular household stuff. Dismantled the dog run with my brother-in-law this week because we're no longer using it because the dogs are going everywhere but the dog run. Stuff like that. We've got some house projects coming up soon where hopefully some of the deliveries will happen. I got a call today that the cars I purchased, one of them has arrived, so I can take delivery of that. And then, but they don't want me to come through yet because they're waiting for the second one. If you don't know, I've got a household full of people, and we all need to be places. And I moved away from public transportation to buy a cheaper house, so I have to buy some cars.
Yeah.
There's not much I can do about that. Of course, buying a car during this chip shortage is crazy. If you've tried it, congratulations. I hope you had fun. I didn't.
Got in early.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird, right? It's weird buying a car and you can't get into it. You can't take it for a test drive. You don't even know what color you're going to get it into until they find a deal for you somewhere. It's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. But on the plus side, they told me that the first one would arrive on the 23rd, and it's not the 23rd last time I checked, and one's arrived. So
Hey, early.
Fingers crossed for racing orange and 50s lime green.
there we go. No, at least by now I know what the car color is. But I mean, when you sit in the dealership and you're saying, "Hey, I want X or Y," they go, "Well, there's a chip shortage. Let's see what we can get you." Oh, I can get you the crappy red one with no features, or I can get you the one with all the features, but it's gray, or there's like you don't have the choice. It's not like a couple of years ago where you walk in and you go, "I like that car. Can I go for a test drive in it?"
Wow. Yeah, that is pretty wild.
It's a bit crazy.
That was like me buying a couch for my small apartment, and I called up this furniture store. I'm like, okay, so I saw online I'd like this one. They're like, okay, that'll be ready in 9 months. I'm like, what do you have in stock? They're like, nothing. What do you have in stock next? Oh, well, there's this beige one, or a pink one. So
Yeah.
a pink one.
I'm not even kidding. That's what my car purchases were like. Yeah.
Yep.
Right, and like the Chevrolet dealership had 2 cars. That's what they had, 2 cars. If you wanted anything else, sorry, we have 2 cars.
All right.
So it's crazy. What have you been up to, Marty?
We talked about that already. Pathfinder Kingmaker. Sorry.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, we're talking to a lot of people these days.
I know, right? I'm trying to keep going in circles. Let's just go in circles. Circle of trust is big.
Adam and Mark and Ahmed are all coming to visit this weekend, so there should be a good time.
That's fun.
We'll go out for dinner and drinks Friday night, and then Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Monday, we'll just play games and get lots of Grimstone in, and it'll be good. Okay,
Nice.
what happened last time? Last game was called the Pearlwalker. Buchrabech goes to the Vault of Commerce to procure planar rods. Zephyros and Darian II take a visit to the Arcanaecrum to sell many of their captured magical goods, albeit at a discount. Fereosae, the Professor and Thurgus return to Villa Malavella to pack up their belongings and bring the artists to the Halls of Somnolence. Buchrabech breaches the boundaries of the Pearls with his plane-shift spells to bring a host of allies into Bosterra before returning to Grand Station. Zephyros also went with him. They dimensionally hopped into the desert, into some random place in the desert in Bosterra. Zephyros created a secure shelter, took a look around the location, and then they plane shifted back into the Pearl of Grand Station, arriving in some random mountainous valley, and Zephyros is able to teleport the group from that location to the Halls of Somnolence. So I believe the return trip is Buchrabeach bringing your group into Bosterra and then teleporting to the location where you left your allies. I think that's the plan. The Jerks Emeritus, along with their new ally Darian II, take their rest before embarking on havoc and mayhem in Grand Station. I think we left off at the Halls of Somnolence with the group resting.
I think so.
Okay. So you are given the quarters underneath the observatory at the Halls of Somnolence are kind of really open, but there's lots of couches and beds and divans and pillows and throw blankets to sleep on. You're kind of sleeping in generally the same area. You do get a bit of rest that evening. It's early in the morning when, I'm just going to say, it's Thurgus. You're up in the morning because you were wondering if you could summon your familiar again.
Ooh. Before the night ends, can I run a little errand before we take our rest and recover spells?
Sure.
Or has there been a day? Do we have a full day's?
The professor didn't cast very much on the day that is ending.
Okay, so I would have conceivably all of my spells, maybe minus some kind of teleport.
Minus a teleport, probably.
Okay. Okay, so I will kind of slip off, I guess, in the evening with a little. I think I'll take a bit of a stroll around the city. Ring of sustenance and all. Don't sleep much anymore these days, and besides, I think there's some public service announcements that need to be put up about town before we leave. Don't want the people left in the lurch without proper information.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Anyway, I don't suppose anyone wants to accompany me. If you choose to, feel free to come along, but please bring invisibilities and flies if you can.
Darian says, what sort of public service announcements?
Oh, don't worry about it, my friend. It's all good stuff. It's like, oh, do you want to be saved by some sort of lion god? You know, that sort of thing.
Yes, a bit of encouragement, in these dark times. I'll be gone for a while, have to look after my city, especially, those people I've already saved down there in the slough. Wouldn't want them to just die after all that work I did in saving them.
He's just staring at you.
I'll go with you, Professor. I've got to stretch my wings, if you know what I mean.
Yes, well, come along, here we go.
Darian sighs and then goes back to sleep on a long couch.
I will use Disguise Self, Invisibility whenever the Professor uses it, because I didn't burn any spells yesterday. And then I'm going to practice with my new Cloak of Flying.
Nice. I have prepared, all of my... my 6 slot, my max wizard slots dedicated to permanent illusions right now. All of my 5th will be teleport, so I've got 3 more left there. I've got quite a few flies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flies. I'm going to throw a carriage out once we're on the street. Just something real benign, looks like any, mid-range carriage, like the Toyota Corolla of carriages with tinted windows,
Well, there are some companies that provide a taxi service.
Perfect.
The carriages are definitely not your noble affair.
Yeah, it's just maybe the Uber carriage here, and except it's a conjure carriage. So it will have, phantom horse magical drivers and stuff, but, it is what it is.
Be good now, says Darian, as you guys are getting ready to leave.
Ta-ta!
Just give him one of these.
I wouldn't touch them as far as I could throw them, says Buchrabeach as he's trying to get comfortable on in this chair.
Oh, Buchrabeach, I'm offended.
As you should be.
So, I'm just looking at the map of Grand Station itself. I think
so. I'm gonna bring your tokens there. I'm gonna go to the Grand Station map. Where is it? Map. Looks like we've already got a Thurgus in there and a carriage. Okay, so you guys are at the Halls of Somnolence.
yeah, so I'm trying to reach 3 destinations tonight, and one of them I have to make a roll on because I don't know offhand, but I want to know, I guess, knowledge, local station. What is like the local bars where the guards hang out? Like, there's a thing in normal life called cop bars where cops go when they're off duty to hang out with other cops and tell stories.
Sure, that's fine. So where's the guard tavern? And you're talking about the Grand Station Guard, right? The station.
The Patreon Guard. If there's a difference, if they have a specific one where just like the fancy Patreon Guards go, I assume they probably go to the just Grand Station 1 too. But maybe they got their own.
Give me a knowledge local station.
29.
29. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the Southgate Plateau near the Citadel, and I need a tavern name. It's going to be called the.
It's run by a man named Richard. It's called Whiskey Dicks.
I'm going to call it the Sidetrack Ale House. The Whiskey Dicks is pretty funny. The Sidetrack Ale House does have like a small, train track that's more for unloading, the barrels to and from the actual brewery, and there's sort of like a communal beer house style tap room that is in where a lot of the guard goes. Now this is at night, so are you going early evening or are you waiting until no one's around?
I want to know where the one other location is. I don't know the precise location of this one as well, so I'm going to have to do another knowledge local station here. I'm looking for, it'll be somewhere in like where the nobles are, or maybe just like the wealthier neighborhood, where like the big shopping center is. Like, where do the Grand Station aristocrats and like ball goers, fancy dinner havers, where is their like station mall where they go to spend money?
Okay, give me another roll.
25.
You're very close to it, so you're in one of the areas in Old Station where there are some homes of wealth. Noble's Perch is where there would also be some homes, but they do travel outside of the Old Station district into the North Gate Plateau, and there is a, we're going to call it Rose Street, is where there's a bunch of boutiques and shops and more expensive professionals, like the barbers for the nobles, or a gentleman's club might be on Rose Street.
Mm-hmm.
High-end perfumeries. Some textile shops specifically for the nobility. There might even be a jeweler or two.
Okay.
Very
Perfect.
close.
That's perfect.
Very close to the Sidetrack Ale House. It's like maybe a 5-10 minute walk away.
Oh, while we're about to roll out, I will roll down the window and to Zephyros go, Zephyros, what is the name of that big spherical spell-storing ball inside the Arcanaecrum again? What was that thing called?
Neil forgets what that is called, but Zephyros tells him.
It was like the spell well or something?
I'm looking for it. No, the spell well is something that Zephyros has on him, I think. I'm looking through my notes. Connection. You have a connection with a source.
Called the Nulls, the Source.
Is it just the source? Okay. It's the source.
Ah, splendid. Yes, the source, of course. Right, the source, of course. Anyway, I roll the carriage window back up. And we're going to head towards the gate here. Thurgus, I don't want to be seen by these guards, so we'll have to ditch this carriage, I'm afraid. Before we get to the gate, will they see us? Don't want them remembering.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. I suppose I should do my whole change-up thing, too. And I'll cast Disguise Self. I'm going to make myself look like... I'm going to make fun of the professor a little bit. He's going to be like some sort of hoity-toity guy with glasses, like a monocle, and like a hat that he has that looks like it's like too tall for him. And like a sweater vest, and also some patches on the shoulders and stuff. Just like the worst, like... stereotypical sort of college professor looking dude.
Okay.
Oh, how does this look? I'm smart. Oh.
Give me a disguise check, and I believe add 10 for your disguise self spell.
Yeah, because it's a member of a different race or something like that. Do I get a penalty? Oh no, that's on the DC. Okay. Well, let's see here. What am I doing? I think I might have actually a -1 on my disguise. Oh no, I have a +1, so this is +11.
That's
terrible. Yes. Yes.
A 30. Okay, so disguise
right.
is a different. Disguise is a different race is -2, and disguise is. Are you an old man or are you young?
I just stick with my age, my
Okay.
gender, different race, but the same height.
All right, so it equals 28. That's not too bad. So yeah, Professor, you've got a colleague, if you will.
Yes. I'm startled by everything when people talk. Oh, yes. It's me. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you guys
we're in the carriage. Oh.
It's like
Thurgus.
Oh, Professor.
There's a gentleman in you after all. Good on you, old chap. Now come along. It's time for adventure.
Oh, yeah, it's time for adventures. Oh, yes. Oh.
all right, so it's like 9 o'clock at night. You're in Grand Station. It is the summer. There are still, not necessarily on the street you're on, there's still a curfew in effect.
Yeah, as we get closer to where I know guards are posted checking traffic in and out of this district, I will nudge Thurgus and cast Fly and then Invisibility and say, out we go.
I'll cast Invisibility as well, and then I'm going to practice using my cloak.
All right, so you guys are able to slip over the walls out of the old station area into the North Gate neighborhood. There were guards. They looked like they were Grand Station guards, backed up by a female officer heavy armor, the Grey Maidens.
Mm-hmm. We'll head towards Rose Street. I'm not sure if we can get it on one 11-minute fly.
Yeah, you're able to reach Rose Street with your fly and your invisibility. Most of the shops are closed. You do see that there are some patrons still in one of the gentlemen clubs. There is a guard at the door, more so a guard hired by the business as opposed to anything else. But all the other shops, like lights are off or their doors are tightly shut up for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep see invisibility up so I can follow the professor. By the way.
Okay.
So that'll be the other spell.
Yeah, I will look around Rose Street. I'm specifically looking for. I'll cast see invisibility as well. I'm specifically looking for an alleyway, not directly on Rose Street, but a street removed, some kind of alleyway where traffic passes by, but there's no like real traffic in here for any reason. Maybe like the shop back door is open to it for trash or something.
Sure, you find an alley. Looks like it's between a couple of shops.
Okay, well, here we go then. I will nudge Thurgus from a distance, and I will whisper to him in the air floating above the street, "Watch this, old boy! This will throw them!" And I will cast Permanent Illusion. I will make it piercing, and I will increase the DC by 2, which should make it a DC 32 illusion. Wait, 20. So 22 plus spell level is 6, is 28 plus 2 is 30. So DC 30 illusion.
Okay, and what's
plus the DC increase? Sorry, from the mage's power. Okay, so 32.
32. Okay, what is this permanent illusion of?
Okay, let me take a sip of water here. I prepared some notes for these 4 illusions here, buddy. Okay, so the illusion here.
This is a permanent image spell or a permanent illusion? What is the spell?
Permanent illusion. It is a 6th level wizard spell. It is functions like silent image, except it includes visual.
It's called permanent image is the name of the spell.
Oh, sorry about that. I have it wrong on my character sheet, but the hot link redirects to permanent image. Yes.
Cool.
Okay. So this will appear in the alleyway. I'm not sure within this spell I can make it be triggered by someone walking by. If I can, that's great. But if not, it will just happen at some interval along the lines of like every few hours. It will flicker on in the back of this alleyway. Like in the middle behind a trash can or something. It will be an illusion of the king, the former king of Station. But he's all faded. He's a ghostly image. He's kind of flicking in and out like an old cathode ray TV in a horror movie, and there's this Princess Leia, R2-D2, help me Obi-Wan, you're my only hope, like illusion that comes out, and it says, you go over there, come close, shh, keep your voice down. I'm weak. It is I, your king. Oh, she tried to kill me, but I escaped. And like it'll be cutting in and out because of the frailty of this message of this king here. He's coming in and out here. This is the only message I can send through right now. I recognize you. You're from one of the high families, yes? Surely you can help me. One of your family's merit. But keep it secret. None must know I still live. We must gather the true powers of the city, your family, allies, anyone you can trust. We must bring a resistance to the false queen. Hurry, my power is weak. And it flickers out.
That's just brilliant.
And then I will nudge Thurgus and I will fly back to the carriage.
Well,
Or actually, no, the carriage is out of here. Yeah, we'll fly. I'll pull them off to a side street. We're going to start heading in the direction of the lifts for now, but we may get other transportation in a second. We'll see if Thurgus has any reaction or just keeps going here.
All right.
He shifts his monocle a little bit and goes, "Oh yeah, good show, mate. Oh yes, oh mate, oh."
Okay, so I've marked on the map that there's this ghost of King Eodred II, basically with a message to resist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically targeted for the high money spending shopping class of and it's a big secret. You know, you can't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody the king's still alive.
Right.
Don't tell them. I think they're gonna tell everybody.
All right. You can, with the last few minutes of your fly spells and your invisibilities, you can reach the sidetrack alehouse. Given that the guard don't play by the same rules as the rest of the populace, that place seems to be busy tonight. You can see lots of off-duty guards going in and out of the alehouse. You can actually hear some fiddling music.
I'll, as our fly spells run down, I will motion to Thurgus, and I will hit myself with another fly and another invisibility.
I don't have a fly spell. I got a dope ass cloak that gives me a fly speed forever.
Well, then I will say.
Oh, is it unlimited?
It just says as per wings of flying. You just get a fly speed.
That's so awesome.
It's great.
Yep.
All right, so I re-upped my flight and my invisibility here, and we are at the cop bar. I'll look around for, the spot that usually bars have spots like this. It's in a city, I'm sure it exists around here somewhere at a bar. When there's overflow at the men's room at a bar, there's often the spot outside the bar where you can go and you can...
There's no classic bathroom inside this alehouse. People just go outside to the alley. They've got these things that look like big metal asterisks, like where you go into your kind of open stall, you face it, pee against the metal, and it drains down. But you've got everyone kind of facing the asterisk, and then there's a row of outhouses.
Is there like a spot kind of inconspicuous somewhere back here, like wedged behind an alehouse enough for a full human, like a man, to be?
Yeah, there's a really old fountain that is no longer working, and it looks like there's some a pile of old barrels, and it's kind of at the end of this lane that is used as the jakes, if you will, for the side tack alehouse. There's a lot of traffic in here, though.
All right, awesome, perfect. I will scout that out, get a visual on that position, and then take Thurgus and fly back out to 800 feet away.
So where do you think they went, Sarge? Why do you keep on asking me? Well, I got a cousin, he's in the Patreon Guard. Where do you think they went? I don't know. They got sent on some mission for the Queen.
Perfect. Now that I've got target acquired here, I will cast a second persistent image, also piercing, also DC 32.
And it's just at the end of the alleyway?
It's going to be in that wedged-in spot behind, at the back of this alleyway here, where there's the barrels and stuff. Where, behind. Sorry, there was a box or some barrels. Okay. So
also DC 32.
Yeah, they're both piercing as well to try and get through some spell resistance. a lot of people are gonna believe these are real or worth something, you know?
Mm-hmm. What's this an illusion of?
Okay, this is going to be one guard in particular out of the scene we just witnessed in the dream where we see the Patreon guard get executed. So we saw it play out graphically on these guys' faces.
One of the old Patreon guard or the head of the Patreon guard?
Let's go with the head. You know, why not? Because he's dead, right?
He died with the bolt that he fired at the queen ricochet.
Yeah, it got redirected back at him. Yeah, we'll go with him. We'll do him. It will be his face, but it will be the positions of the old Patreon guard that were like kneeling and bound and like held over with the new guard replacing him, like that posture.
So he was all bound and he's being executed.
Yes, exactly. And so I'll take all like the expressions from that moment of like them watching the queen betray them and watching the captain get executed. I'll play that facial expression moment, that performance, that silent performance on this man's face.
Who is
and
executed? Who is executed?
This guy I've got kneeling there, or all of them were executed. The guy who got shot with the death bolt, and then the old Patreon guard got executed later. So one of the old Patreon guard that was like kneeling there, his like experienced reactions of like cowering in fear, and then
yeah, but how is he dying? Is what I'm asking.
Got it. At one point after all this, it will climax. He'll go, oh, and then, like the bolt will explode from the front of his head and be sticking out, and like the back of his head will blow out. He'll fall limp, dead to the ground, and you'll just hear the queen's voice laughing derisively at his death. And then, you know, after an hour, that dead body the bolt will get sucked back in, and kind of like weird horror movie rewinding the tape, the body will snap back to attention, and you'll see the horror play over his face again and again. Just like the king will appear to you as you pass by the alley again and again.
So you can loop these things, you can't trigger them. So it's just loop.
It's like time loops.
All right. Well, at this point in time, after you finish casting, it's a bit of a light show. Like there is a visual component to this, and you immediately have people wandering over to the illusion.
We're gone. As soon as this one's off, we are moving away from this place and towards the side of the
I think it's the commander, and you notice a bunch of drunk guys running over, like, pulling up their pants to go check on the commander, and then there's some like oh no, and they actually think it's real. So there's a lot of confusion that is happening at the Sidetrack Ale House. You can hear them yelling for their officers inside. Like you basically, if you stick around, you're pretty sure everyone in that tavern is going to go and have a look at what's going on.
Oh, that would be terrible if they all saw it and believed it was something real.
Okay.
That would be terrible. That's ruined.
You do notice a number of the red-plumed, helmeted gray maidens are at this tavern, and they're coming out with the crowd as well to see what's going on.
We'll start flying away.
Okay. You can see that the Citadel, it gives you a bit of shivers from, what might be prowling around in that castle, or what has been there before. Thurgus giving the Citadel an evil eye as he knows that your enemy dwells within there, or at least occasionally appears in that Citadel. There's lots of shouting that now can be overheard as you guys are moving away from the Sidetrack Ale House. Like this has an immediate effect.
I would wait a little bit longer, because I have a good sense of where the professor is headed next. I would wait a little bit longer. I want to make sure that the Grey Maidens don't murder all the witnesses. I want to make sure that word gets out, like, at least a little bit The worst thing that could happen is like they go and try and dispel it and just kill everyone who saw it.
No, there was maybe a trio of Grey Maidens. They look like they're watching it, but there are too many guards for them to just try to get rid of all the witnesses.
Okay, perfect.
There are people actually trying to help the commander because they think the illusion is real.
Yeah, you like can't move it though. Like in his body, no matter how hard you pull, like it doesn't move out of the spot. It's so weird. He's so heavy, it doesn't make any sense. Oh God, he's dead! Oh, he's dead! Oh. Yeah. So heading towards the lifts and try and get to the slough side of the lifts.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fly down. The lifts are guarded. You do see that there are actually a half a dozen Grey Maidens here, and maybe about a dozen Grand Station Guard. It is well lit, and they've positioned themselves on the upper part of the lifts. Like the lifts, also you notice you've used them before. They're in their locked position, and it looks like you would require keys to unlock these really big padlocks to make it go.
Yeah, I'll fly it. I'll grab Thurgus's arm and direct us to someplace away from the lifts and the guards and all of that, into a dark corner of the city that's closing down. Grab his hand and dimension door us as close to the bottom half of the lifts as I can.
Okay, so you go to the edge and dimension door down. You could just fly down if you wanted.
Yeah, flying takes time. We're kind of move here. We just set off a bomb over there at the tavern. Let's put the rest of these down and go home.
You're in the Slewborough Market Square. It's that big open square where battle had happened before. You can see the burnt-out spider's den. Nobody has made any attempt to rebuild that place.
Yeah, I'll hang out 800 feet back. And I'm going to put another one down. Same thing, piercing image, DC 32. I'm going to put it down there in front of in that central courtyard. There's still like a courtyard people are passing through on the way to the
there's a courtyard. There's a bakery. Remember, there was a line off to the right side of the courtyard if you're facing north, and then on the left side was where Spider's Den was. So yeah, there are signs of stalls, like merchant stalls. Not as many as in happier times, but these are movable stalls, wagons.
Yeah, I will put in somewhere in a central location on display here. Okay. I will put an image of the queen. She'll be beautiful, like a queen should look, but she'll have the like she's wearing the mourning clothes, but she is not in mourning. You know, like in the horror movies or whatever, where the wife did it, or and she's like in mourning of this guy, but she's like very provocative for mourning right now. So it will be the queen there in the center, and we'll do every hour, another interval of time here, pretty somewhat decent between them. It will be the queen her eyes will shoot up and she will look straight ahead and she will say, "You there, it is I, your queen." And then she will go, "It is I who killed the High Commander and the Patreon God, his miserable old wretches, when they tried to force me into stone after just 1 year. I was wronged, and I took a vengeance. I do not regret it. Now there is no one left to oppress me. Bow before your queen." And then she will do one of these and throw her hands back, and Kazavon the dragon will spin up from around her in his he's like a weird smoky shadowy kind of creepy thing, and he'll let out a roar, and it'll be really cool, guys. Like if you were in the slough and you just came to buy bread and you saw that dragon come out, That would be the coolest thing you saw since like there was just blood zombies everywhere. You know,
Are there like
cool.
little wisps of like smoky string coming from Kazavon, like when she throws her arm back and it looks like puppet strings like attached to her up to this dragon?
Oh, there might be. Yeah, I think there is a little bit of that. Yeah,
I'm up for that.
Okay.
little smoky wisps up there. Maybe there's something up there. Yes. And then she will say, I am Baba Yaga's daughter. I caused the blood veil, and I will do it again if you don't obey. You can no longer resist me. Bow before your queen, wretches. And then her head will droop back down, and it will go silent again. And then after an hour, her piercing eyes will look up and say, you over there!
Okay, admitting murder of the commander of the Patreon Guard, starting the Blood Veil, and being Baba Yaga's daughter.
And you can't resist her. You can't. Don't even try to resist her. Don't even try. You can't. Is that you trying to resist everything?
All right, this one's actually scary, Thurgus. like if you're trying to scare people, you're like that'll do. Oh
well, I say, good chap, that seems a bit much, but I defer to your expertise.
There's like, for the moment, like, the professor looks back like he remembered an older time when he used to be like almost a human being and have like colleagues that weren't insane. And like a tear almost forms in the corner there. And he just grabs Thurgus's hand and dimension doors up away toward the Arcanaecrum.
Okay. So you end up basically above the up the cliffside. You're kind of halfway between the lifts and Eldritch Lane.
Yep, and then I will find a spot out a little bit low key to conjure a carriage, and start roll. Do I want to do that? No carriage. Let's just fly until we're near the end of our flies or invisibility. If we have to, we'll pop another one.
I mean, I can carry you if you're worried about spell slots.
No, just kind of
carry you like a baby.
You use up another fly and invisibility, Professor, getting to... You're now within sight of the Arcanaecrum at night, or sight of the courtyard that it's in. You're also close to the Grand Station itself.
I'll stay as far back as possible, and if I can be near a place that's low-key, I can duck into and immediately teleport out of here. Or immediately dimension door and then teleport from the dimension door location. So I'm going to pop my last one here, the last permanent image.
Where is it going?
It's going to go right in the courtyard in front of the Arcanaecrum. I'm not going to go too close because I'm sure they got spells and defenses and stuff. It's definitely out front, like across the street,
Okay. Yep.
So I'm gonna use the max. What is the max 10-foot cubes I can fill here? So 4 10-foot cubes plus 1 for every level. Yeah. So
a big area.
Yeah, I'm going to put a giant, monolithic statue, dragon version of Kazavon. He will look like some strange old carving from an ancient lost time. And he will, glow slightly in a weird, eerie way.
What kind of dragon?
He's ethereal. I'm gonna just try and remember as much about the weird form of him I saw. I will try and extrapolate that into a statue rendition. But it will be standalone. It won't be perched on the queen. It will be like a standalone version of that.
And it's a statue?
Yeah, it's like a giant statue of a Kazavon the dragon.
Okay.
All right, well, here we go. And also, on top of his head, this is an important detail, he will have the crown that the queen is wearing that they made mention to in the throne room, that he is tied to this old magic item, this crown she wears.
The crown of fangs?
Yeah. The statue him will have that on its head.
Okay.
All right, here we go. I prepared a soundbite for this. It's good this ended up being the last one for it. The statue will reset with this noise. Announcing its presence to the Arcanaecrum. As soon as this one starts, I am going to be hitting the road with a dimension door as well.
Some people write letters.
All right, Kazavon. To the little magic children playing in their tower, it is I, Kazavon, ruler of your doom. It is pointless for you to operate. It is pointless for me to operate in the shadows any longer, for I am in full control of the queen, and thus this pearl is now and ever was mine. You are free to keep your lives. If you leave now, I will even let you carry the paltry trinkets of magic you have amassed over your pitiful, worthless lifespans. If there is any attempt, however, to remove the source from the tower before vacating, I will kill all of you. And please do try to resist. I have been bored for some time now, and would love to add your precious baubles to my pile of jewelry. And then, we'll just after he's done having his fill of laughter with him, and he will just give you that warning all night long. And I will dimension hop us, the opposite direction of that. I will then duck into an alley with Thurgus there, and I will dimension door again to someplace else, where I will fly us a little bit for an alley or something, and then I will teleport us back home.
Back to the Halls of Somnolence.
Yes.
Okay. The rest of the party is asleep when you return, and you do notice something a bit odd. On the cup where Darian II had gone to sleep lies a beautiful sword underneath the blanket where he was sleeping. With no sign of Darian Montague II.
I look back at the professor. Oh, I see, Professor. I'm pretty sure our little paladin friend has fucked right the hell off because he's too afraid of alchemists.
I dare say he has. Oh, who cares? Probably a coward, right? Right?
Okay, like a couple of drunkards high on the adrenaline of sneaking around and creating mayhem. And really, I don't know, really pissing off some people that will eventually hear about such deeds. They awake the party a little bit as they come trumping back into the halls of somnolence.
And before I cast Keep Watch, I will refresh Detect Scrying.
Okay. There are no scrying spells going off. I want to say yet. Professor, you know you need to settle in after casting all of that magic if you're going to participate in the battle tomorrow. You're going to need some rest.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have the Ring of Sustenance, so I'll probably just go read one of my favorite books and ponder the mysteries of the cosmos.
Right. Thurgus finds a good sturdy back chair, puts against the wall, casts a spell, and basically zones out for the evening while watching over the party. Wise. Next morning comes. It's an overcast day. A bit muggy. Buchrabeach rises to pray to Bompa Dumba Dumba. Mockernam, you can hear moving around. Zephyros gets up to prepare his spells. Fereosae gets up to commune with the patron of autumn. Darian II is still a sword. Henry, you're preparing your spells. Thurgus, you summon your familiar, who appears and starts acting really strangely, so you dismiss him right away. He was going on about how he needs to melt.
You crazy little bastard! And I just squash him in his jelly.
Yep.
We need to get our hands on a heal scroll. It's probably the cheapest way to do it.
We all have healings potions.
No, I need a scroll of heal the spell.
Heals.
It's a 6th level conjuration healing spell.
Got it.
Greater Restoration is 7th level, and it would be more expensive. So I think heal is probably our safest bet.
One of the gifts of the Vivified Labyrinth was permanent insanity on Christopher, and that's not going away. You guys have a quick breakfast. It is early in the morning. Buchrabech, I will wait here until you return. Let not your mischief and your, he looks to Thurgus a little bit, your desire for vengeance cause any of your deaths. You've got much work to do.
Oh, desire for vengeance. Oh, that's a bit of a understatement of the year. I'm going to rain down holy fucking hellfire on that entire town. I mean, tower. I mean, just the people who are guilty.
Oh, yes, indeed. I see you've prepared a dimensional anchor again today, Buchrabech. Really bringing us down on our big afternoon, eh?
He goes over and goes, did Darian leave behind such a magnificent sword?
Well, technically, no. Darian is that magnificent sword.
What?
You should take it with us.
Buchrabech scoops up the sword carefully. He's going to hand it to somebody?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Don't let it see you do bad things.
Like, knock, 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 little sword. Anybody awake? And I shake it.
No, you don't feel anything particularly. The sword is well made. It's got a really great balance. It's missing three of the gems that go into the to the cross of the sword.
I am going to store it in my scabbard of many blades.
Okay.
Specifically because I want to put him in an extra dimensional space so he can't pay attention to all the murder I'm about to commit.
How does he turn back?
Oh, that's a great question. I hope it doesn't happen while he's in this scabbard. And then shove him away.
Would the scabbard break?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I suspect that he'll appear holding the sword next to him. That is his sword, isn't it? It's not.
I feel like we should just take it out of the scabbard before we go to bed every night. Maybe let him put him to sleep,
sure.
put him under a blanket.
He carries other weapons.
Ah,
He's like in the sword or turns into the sword.
how interesting.
Thurgus hasn't put a lot of thought into it, honestly. He just shoves him in the scabbard.
I will do, I guess, a arcane check to see if I can cast telepathic bond on him while he's in sword form.
I can't
Knowledge
spellcraft that.
Spellcraft or knowledge arcane?
You can try. Trying would be the best way.
Okay, I will say, yes, what do you think will happen if we cast our telepathic bond on him? Will it work?
We don't want him. Maybe we should give him some time to rest.
I don't think you should keep him inside that extra dimensional space. You might kill him if he turns back.
Certainly not in that, yes.
Oh, is it for keeping or for eating?
Oh, God.
Sorry, Mark. We accidentally said for eating, and Makronom ate your character.
I could keep the sword. It probably needs a scabbard, though. It's a little bit stabby.
Makronom, will you know if all of a sudden that sword becomes a human in your belly, and you could then tell us that it's no longer a sword, and therefore you can't certainly keep it anymore, because it's a different thing?
Oh, yeah, it'll get pretty tight in there.
Makronom, I say this with the most love I can muster. I don't want you to die, little buddy.
Oh, I didn't plan on it. I got lots of stuff inside me.
I saw you throw up some books.
Oh, I couldn't help it.
I don't know what happens when a full-size man in full plate comes out your mouth.
It is my greatest shame.
That was the low point for Makronom.
Thurgus believes that he turns into a
Spilling out.
sword at night while he's under the blanket, and therefore it must be safe unless we put the sword to bed under a blanket.
Yep, Buchrabech's worried that he comes back. He'll come back in the extra dimensional space and die. And Makronom's offering to eat this to hold on to the sword.
To eat.
What is the sword's power?
Yeah. So, Fereosae, you go up to it. Are you just using your knowledge, or are you using spellcraft?
I'm gonna, detect magic and spellcraft it.
Okay.
Which is, plus 22. Oh, right, I should log into the dice roller.
I can,
36.
and I can auto aid a spellcraft check if you're allowing me to.
You can do your own if you want.
Oh, okay.
This isn't super high stakes.
36. Okay.
Yeah.
This thing is, holy crap. You make the DC.
Excellent.
This thing you know is called the Answerer. We talked about this before.
Yes, the answer.
It is a
What does it do?
in anyone's hands. It's a +2 cold iron greatsword. In the hands of a paladin, it becomes a holy longsword +5. It is a holy avenger.
A holy avenger in a paladin's hands.
It is missing 3 of the gems in the crossguard would have augmented the sword's powers. Without the gems here, you can't, with your method, figure out what they do.
Yeah.
You saw these gems fall from the sword.
It would have been much more powerful with the gems in it. We might be able to learn more about it in time, but for now, it's a little bit more magical than your sword, Thurgus, but not quite as sturdy.
The queen, or knight, and Kazavon did not like this sword. Instead of just simply discarding it, they, cursed the paladin into it.
Yes, it's the holder of the knowledge that would bring them down, too, isn't it? So...
Oh, it's shiny. If you put a scabbard on it, you want me to keep it for you?
I don't think it would hurt you just carry it around. But someone would need to carry it.
Oh,
I can carry it.
It's a little bit too big for me.
True.
I'll carry it the normal way. You guys are no fun. But can he hear us? And I knock on the blade.
As you pick up the sword,
Is he responding?
he is not responding.
We could strap it to Zephyros' back like we did with Door.
Yeah, that'll work as well.
Okay.
Plenty of options.
You can easily strap it to Thurgus or Zephyros' back. Which one?
I have no preference. I'll hang on to it just because it's cold.
Shall we throw a sword and see which side it lands on?
I'll hang on to it if the
Spin the bottle.
Spin the sword.
All right. So
Hang on to it and try and sneak it into that extra dimensional space later. shh, go inside.
Buchrabeach heard that the blanket was important, so he's now offering the blanket as well.
I will wrap it. I'll wrap the sword in the blanket.
Okay.
There we go. Not for eating and not for keeping.
Go to sleep, little paladin. You don't want to see this.
Maybe he'll wake up mid-fight and lend a hand.
Oh, that would be very traumatic for him.
No, he's someone in danger. It will hopefully be one of ours. He'll rise to the occasion. He loves that sort of thing, being a paladin. You know the type.
All right, that leaves the five of you. What now?
I think the plan was for Thurgus to go back through the sewers because I had made my survival check, and we were going to try and come up through the bottom, potentially using a scroll of pass wall to sort of circumvent some of the... we don't want to come up exactly where I escaped on the off chance that it's, been repaired or currently observed or something like that, but we want to go up through the bottom. I think that was the plan.
Did we stipulate how many things like teleports we're going to need today?
Now would be the time.
Yes, well, I've got one prepared. Dimension door as well. I've got a carriage. We could take some of the distance, I believe.
We're
I have
pretty
3
sure we
teleports.
can't use it inside, though. Right?
Yes. Maybe.
I've never been inside. Probably not. Maybe. Who knows?
I thought Fereosae rolled spellcraft to know some things about the tower.
We
last
did.
session.
It is bigger on the inside and seems to be some sort of extra dimensional space that may reconfigure itself. So it'd be hard to know where we're going. That's certainly true.
But when we come out, we need teleports, right?
Yes, I'm essentially saving my teleports for transportation purposes.
So how many do we need? Do I need to prepare 1 or 2 teleports?
Bring one just in case. I think we're trying to stick together, though.
Okay.
Should be fine. I have 3.
Yes, Fereosae, you will be our purveyor of transport for this mission.
Seems like
Zephyros
we
and
always
I
need more.
will keep 2 teleport each in reserve in case we run out. Dimension doors if you're in a pinch.
Oh,
Yes.
those are all great spells. I don't know any of them.
Alright,
That's
so-
all right.
So I'm just preparing one teleport then.
Yes. Bring some fire if you have it, I think. I think we will need some. I do believe we're trying to blow this place up. There's a rather sizable amount of alchemists' fire. If we can find that and ignite it, then we can teleport out. Mission
Yes.
accomplished, yes?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Splendid. Yes, well.
Mockernock's eyes crossed as he's trying to look at the book that Zephyros is studying from and doesn't understand any of it.
Zephyros just quiets down and looks to replace the spell.
Shall we
All right.
be
After
going then?
After all of your preps, how are you getting from the Halls of Somnolence to, it sounds like,
The sewers, right?
yeah, the sewers in the Slough Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say take a carriage or fly if we can.
Carriage it is. I will summon a carriage for us.
Seems like a shame to waste our magic just getting there.
Okay,
Ah.
you can see there are guards at the at the north gate. You do see that there are a line of people. There are some wagons. People are being searched, going either way. There is a contingent of 4 Grey Maidens and a dozen or so Grand Station Guard.
Did we have a conversation with the nightmares about providing a distraction?
You have not. They are nearby the Halls of Somnolence.
I don't recall what the plan was for them. If they were going to teleport somewhere else, or what was going on there.
They kind of have to be told what to do unless you just want them to independently get into mischief.
How about this? We'll tell them to go to Cliffside and hide there. That'll be a distraction. We'll lose them, essentially. And then we'll conspire we'll convince them that it's a double bluff. Yes, they're taking the empty carriage, but they're taking it to the place where we're actually going to go ourselves. So that when they inevitably get captured and rat us out, they'll say, yes, it's a bluff, but it was a double bluff. They're actually coming here.
Yes, a feint within a feint, too. I see.
Okay, when you see the line...
Depends if you want to keep it.
When you see the line leaving the district, it sounds like you're going back to the Halls of Somnolence or the vicinity to track down Smoke and Edgemane. Takes you about half an hour to do that. You can see them actually sitting on someone's rooftop. A next-door neighbor of the Halls of Somnolence, and it looks like they're eating pigeons. They've trapped some pigeons inside what looks like one of these higher chambers, and they're taking turns trying to bite at the pigeons.
Fereosae, I don't exactly understand your plan, and I'm pretty sure you can convince them a lot better than I can. So maybe
Sure.
you take the lead on this one.
I will cast Libdus on myself.
Okay, you're gonna fly up to them.
Yes.
Ah, yeah, they're
And
making a
fly up
mess.
to them.
They're making a mess of this person's tile work as the carriage is half dragging them off of the roof, and they're strong enough to kind of keep the carriage on the roof, and then they're nipping at pigeons. It looks like Edgemane is much more adept at eating the pigeons because of all the plumage that he's got caught in his teeth, where it looks like Smoke is getting very frustrated.
So you two, we've got a mission for you.
That ain't no pigeon.
And there will be rewards. we'll reward you with more planar rods.
Yes. More odds.
We're going to go get more planar rods today from the Tower of Alchemy.
That's what you said yesterday.
Yes. Now, we need you to go ahead of us to Cliffside. Empty, without us in it. Eventually, people will think that we've gone there. And eventually, they'll see you and realize that we're not in the carriage, and they'll realize that they've been tricked. But that's the real trick, because we are coming to Cliffside. And we'll meet you there, and we'll bring rods from the Alchemist Tower as a gift. So go there, make a bit of a show of it as a distraction, and then go someplace private where we can meet you. They'll never look for us in the place they know we aren't.
Who's looking for you?
Oh. The Queen and,
Queen,
you know.
bad news. Why are you pissing off the Queen?
Right. So it'd be a good idea for you to avoid us for a little while. And then if people do find you, convince them that we're not there.
We'll go back to the estate. Yeah, to the estate where we were summoned. Yeah, where we were summoned.
Yes. Good. Yes. In Cliffside, right?
Yes.
Good. We will meet you there in 10 days' time.
Yeah, give me a bluff.
Yeah, okay. What are we doing here? Bluff. Yeah. So normally plus 21, plus 20 for the glibness.
Yep.
55.
Okay, they quietly talk, and they don't have much of an internal monologue between the two of them. They think it's a really bad idea that the Queen's out to get them. Yeah, they knew this was coming because you killed her vampire friend. Yeah, we should just go back home. Sounds good. And they basically ignore the pigeons, ride flying off into the sky, into the morning sky of Grand Station, and this dimensional magic basically sucks them in, and there's a little bit of
1.21 gigawatts.
There's a little bit of ash and smoke that falls down, a few embers from their mane and hooves, but they disappear, and you send them home.
All right, delightful. Well, that's taken care of. Shall we revenge ourselves upon some alchemists?
Yes!
Yes.
Okay. Fereosae flies back down. It's quite obvious to you and, well, anyone who was looking, who was outside, that something disappeared in this area. You get back down to the carriage that you summoned. Then what?
Should have had them wait for a little while, but so it is.
What is our actual plan of getting in there?
Something about the sewers, was it?
Yes, we're going to backtrack the way that Thurgus got out.
Oh, that's right. How can I forget?
Yes, hold on. Let's see what we can do here. Surely there must be a closer entrance. We don't have to back the whole way to the slough, right? Oh, where is it? Where's my book? Pagebound Epiphany. Yes, right. I'll pull out my blank spell book, and I will cast Pagebound Epiphany, and I will look for sewer access throughout the city. Particularly, I'm looking for.
Thurgus knows where he came out.
Yeah, you guys are 2 levels of the cliffs that make up Grand Station away from where you want to go. You guys are here. You want to get here.
Yes, well,
And you've already discovered that they're searching people rather diligently this morning.
we need to get over this wall without them seeing us. Either we teleport, or we use magic to go invisible and fly, or dimension door, dimension hop, what have you. I don't see any other way. Does anyone else?
I can
No.
give you an accurate description of the entrance to the sewers.
Splendid. Yes, well, although you're right, Fereosae, it is a waste to use a teleport for such mundane conveyance.
It may be necessary at this point.
Yes.
You've been to several places nearby. You've been to the Hospice of the Blessed Maiden. You've been to the Hidden Cistern. You've been to Racker's Alley. So you've been to several places in the Grey District recently.
Do we know how far we have to go from here?
The Tower of Alchemy sits on the ledge that overlooks the Grey District, and Thurgus has described that there are sewage drains that drain into the Grey District.
Miles, though, right? Not
Miles.
dimension door distance.
No, that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
Yes, shall we teleport then, Fereosae, or shall I? I would hate to use my emergency one right at the beginning here, but
Let's teleport. That's why I memorized 3. I'm used to us not having a transportation plan. All right.
Yes, well, you spoil us indeed. Thank you.
However, let's see. I can take. What level am I again?
11.
11th. 1 to 3 levels. So still me plus 3 others. And Zephyros is large.
Yep.
So I'll need to use 3 teleports to get us there.
Wait, what? Can't we just cast like shrink person or something on Zephyros and just go once?
Yeah. Reduce person. Yes, will that work?
It still doesn't count for Mochronom, if you're bringing Mochronom with you.
I think 2 teleport groups.
Yep.
Yes, 2 teleport groups. Splendid. Yes, well, I will use mine, Zephyros. If we get into a pinch later, please remember this moment where I use my emergency teleport. And
You did
therefore,
what?
So I'll use one, and the professor will use one,
Of course.
and that will get us all to the sewers, or
Right.
close enough.
before we teleport, a quick moment. I will hit us with a telepathic bond in case we get separated.
Sounds good.
I can get 1 plus 1 for 3 levels. So yeah, that's 3, 4 total. I'll do Zephyros, Fereosae, Thurgus, and I guess Buchrabeach
Buchrabech
is my 4th.
Well, you could do it. Yeah.
He's like our way out of here, right? He's our wheels
Yeah.
out of this pearl.
I thought he wasn't going with us.
Yeah, he's in the desert, isn't he?
No, he's
No, sorry, never mind.
He's not interested in being seen in the tower.
Right.
Right.
Doing
Yeah.
a whole bunch of bad things.
Yeah, we'll find him later and he'll plane shift us out of here.
Okay.
But so I'll give him the mental thing in case we get ourselves into a pinch and we need to change the plan on the fly, Buchrabech. Best that you're inside on this. Keep an eye on us, watchful as ever.
All right. You guys teleport to the streets near Racker's Alley using your 2 teleports. Please tick them off. That was Fereosae and Professor. Also tick off your Scarage, which you basically abandoned.
Immediately. Yeah, I got it. I got it ticked off. Don't you worry. I'll spell recall that thing in a moment to get back in it.
It's almost poetic in its way as Thurgus chooses the streets that he remembers wandering down, passing by some old churches as well as graveyards, to bring righteous vengeance down upon those that that basically tortured him and dissected him and his delegation. After about 15 minutes picking your way through the Grey District, you find yourselves at kind of a ruined building. Thurgus picks through a couple of them and finds the spot where he was able to wedge himself into an old sewer tunnel.
It's gonna reek in there, so if you haven't already, now is a good time to cast a life bubble.
I will cast Life Bubble. We've got myself, Zephyros, the Professor, Thurgus, Makrona with us. And I believe I get 2 hours per level of that. So I'll give everyone 4 hours.
Okay, I'm gonna dump your tokens on the Tower of Alchemy map, and you guys can update which spells you have running there.
Oh, thank you. I was just starting to write them down. How many hours was that life bubble map say?
4 hours.
4.
Okay. Yes, I am about to start in on a. I mean, I just got to get like the invisible familiar and the endure elements on there before I forget and check them off, you know? Not to mention whatever like cacophony of additional spells is about to get rattled off by us right before we attempt this breach.
And when we go in, we're not going to care about being silent, right? We're just going to balls to the wall this.
I think so. We didn't really plan this.
For all our planning, we have no plan.
Thurgus planned this one. This was Thurgus' operation, so everybody's just going, all right, yeah, Thurgus, you've been helping us out. We'll go help you. You're in charge. Thurgus' plan was just attack the Alchemist Tower. The plan was only ever that.
This plan is literally the equivalent of all.
I can't say anything else, or it's metagaming.
I'm putting invisibility on myself.
To be 100% honest.
I'm casting delay poison on. Is Makrona poisonable?
Yeah, he's a living creature.
Where?
All right, I'll cast delay poison on each of us.
And we're redirecting to which map?
Oh, here it is.
There we go, Tower of Alchemy.
All right, it's just a delay poison on Makrona.
Yes.
Oh, I cast.
He's also got life bubble.
Yep, got that. Makrona can cast Bark Skin on someone. It's his only second level spell. It grants at his level, I believe, a +2, maybe a +3. Second.
Natural armor, right?
It's an enhancement bonus to natural armor. It won't stack if you have an amulet of natural armor. For every 3 above, yeah, it's a +3 Bark.
And was that a delayed poison on everybody, Matt?
Yes.
What's the duration on that?
11 hours.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Zephyros, I hear that you got really injured against some sort of elephants or cats or something.
Yeah, buddy, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. That's why I'm going to give you this mage armor.
Oh, I cast Mage Armor on myself already.
Oh! Alright, that frees up a spell slot for me.
You already have an amulet of natural armor +3, so he doesn't cast Bark Skin on you. Thurgus, what's your?
I have the Dragonhide bracers give me +2 enhancement bonus.
Okay.
I was just looking that up.
We're just casting longer tens and maybe hours. We're not casting minutes per level yet.
Nope. It doesn't sound like it.
Not currently, although I think I might. I'll prepare to put up a good hope. As soon as it looks like we're gonna start running into problems.
Here you go, Fereosae. Here's a bark skin for you, because your skin's already kind of bark, but it's not magical.
Oh, thank you so much. That's +4,
+3.
+3. Got it.
Neil, do you have Keen Edge for me? If not, it's okay.
No, I believe I do. Yes, I do. Do you want me to cast it on you now, or
It's. I think it's hours.
it's
right?
tens?
Or it's 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing 10 minutes per level buffs now. So.
All right. So Zephyros casts
Yeah.
Edge on Thurgus. I can also do an enlarged person on Thurgus when we get closer to the action.
Yeah, I would use the extend on that. I was thinking about. So let's see here. Resist Energy Communal is a 3rd level spell for me. I was thinking about using my Extend Rod on Extended Fire and Extended Acid. Does that make sense to you guys?
Super, super smart because alchemists. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that? I'll cast a resist energy, fire, and resist energy.
I was going to cast it communally. Are you going to put it on yourself?
Oh, you're doing it communally?
I was going to, but like if you put it on yourself, then it just means it lasts longer for us. Because I think that's another one where I have to divide the number of targets.
Yeah, I can put it on myself, or I can put it on the crawling claw. Actually, if
That's
you
up to
can
you.
get the professor, I'll get the crawling claw. If that's all right.
Yeah. Okay. So 4 targets, extended. So let's see
5.
here. It would normally be 10 minutes per level. So
5 people.
5 people. Oh, because of
Buchrabeach, right?
Macronum? Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. 10 minutes per level. Oh, 44 minutes per person.
Of what was that?
Resist energy, fire, and resist energy acid.
Oh, both of them.
Yeah, I'm putting up both.
And what's the resistance? How much resistance do we get?
It's resist 30
Resist.
because we're 11th level now. Unless Macronom has natural acid resistance. I don't know if he does.
Zephyros casts Sea Invisibility.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm seeing invisible myself as well.
Same.
I am going to slap a freedom of movement on myself.
Same.
So I hit the crawling claw with 2 resist energies, same ones.
And who has the spell component stuff? I need some diamond dust.
I think Zephyros was carrying that because we traded for that stuff, right? So
Yeah, it should be on the gear and treasure sheet.
Okay. I want to burn 250 of it for a stone skin.
Yeah, I want to get some as well. How much is in there?
I think there was $1,000 or something, I think.
In addition to what was already there, though.
Yeah, there was a bunch in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it is. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Diamond dust down in spells and alchemical components. 1150 worth.
Minus 250 G, Thurgus.
Can you take off 250 for the professor as well?
11. Yeah, 50.
What's the professor casting?
Create undead.
Oh,
So
and that uses diamond dust?
it just uses generic spell components. We have a bunch of just generic.
Ah,
spell
okay.
components,
Right, yeah, yeah.
Oh, then you shouldn't use the diamond dust for it.
Yeah, can I just get... Sorry, just add my...
No, you're good. Spell components, so minus 250 raise dead. Because there's like 8 grand in spell components here.
Yeah, I mean, can I get... It cost me 50 gold pieces per hit die of undead creatures. Can I get 500 then, instead
Sure.
of 250?
Sure.
Thank you.
7493 HP.
Casting time of this spell's an hour, right?
Oh, is it? For raise dead?
Oh, shit.
Create
Create undead. Yeah, give it to me anyway. In case I get separated, I may need to create some undead. But yes.
Understood. I would like to not burn that hour.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I
Get all these buffs up, and then we lose an hour.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm casting. No,
and it's specifically Onyx, so we do track that separately.
Onyx Gems?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, give me a second.
Oh shit! Sorry, guys. I didn't
It's
realize
okay.
this was.
We have a section for that. There is... I'll take it from the bucket.
Yeah, you guys have a pile of Onyx.
Yes. But we've been keeping it for this reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guns. Lots of guns. Onyx. Lots of onyx.
Well, you've been fighting necromancers, right? So,
Yeah.
They tend to drop it, right?
Yeah,
They tend
yeah.
to drop it.
It was just lying around. What do you think?
Okay, that's marked.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Other 10s, I think I have a C invis on here as well. Yep, I'm gonna do C invisibility as well.
Okay, so at this point, you breach the sewer tunnel. You're kind of in this this old side passage of a sewer, and then you stop for a moment, out of view of everyone, to start casting stuff.
Well, I recall how long it took me to navigate through there, right?
Yeah, it took you longer. It'll take you less time to get back there because you now know the way. You probably wandered down there for maybe 20 minutes, and you're pretty sure you can beeline there in about 5 or 10.
Okay. I want to make sure that, like, I don't put my foot in my mouth and be like, all right, so it takes you 6 hours to get back to where you were. And
No,
like,
no,
oh, well.
no. You can actually smell the alchemical byproduct of the tower, kind of like draining down a sewer tunnel.
I'll cast glamour on myself.
Actually, you can't smell anything. You've got life bubble up, but for the brief moment that there wasn't life bubble.
Thank you.
Robbing me of a sense to
Describe, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, buddy.
You can dismiss it.
If you really want the full factor.
All right. I think I'm good.
Probably.
Okay. The crawling claw
Yes.
comes up to Henry and taps his finger on your shoulder.
Yes, so.
He spins the ring that he has around his finger.
Oh. Yes, well, you haven't called attention to that in some time.
And points up towards the tower.
Oh.
He
Yes.
then with one of his fingers kind of taps the empty gems, the gem spot in the ring, and then points up at the tower.
Yes, what are you on about? I'll look at the gem, examine it a little closer, and maybe do a spellcraft check.
Icky Macer's ruby ring had 3 gemstones in it. You have 2 out of the 3, and the crawling claw is telling you that one of Icky Macer's gemstones is in the Tower of Alchemy.
Oh, splendid! The last gem is in there. Well, I suppose keep an eye out for it then, old chap. Tap me on the shoulder
It
if you
makes
see.
a rude gesture about the eye thing, but then stops,
Yes.
and it's starting to think. It shrugs at the eye. It actually says maybe.
Maybe, yes. Well, feel for it in there. As we get closer, you may get a better sense of it. Perhaps you can still see through it a bit. See where they're keeping it from us.
The crawling claw, in its familiar speak plus kind of sign language, says, Icky Macer's eye. I'm not sure where it is, but it's around here somewhere.
Oh, well, that is interesting. An alchemical component of quite some power, I would think. Yes, I will turn to everyone. Keep an eye out for any loose gems or eyeballs of old wizards you may see in this tower. Grab them, stuff them in a pocket, and bring them home. Would you all, please?
The crawling claw goes like this to your shoulder and says, not spell component, artifact.
Artifact? Ooh, especially the eyeball now. It's for a friend. Come on now. We all love our friend. I point at the invisible thing.
It crawls up to your eye and kind of opens up your eye with two of its claws, and it says, better than your eye.
Ooh, the eye. Ooh, Papa got a new pair of eyeballs. Yes, well, I like where your head's at there. Pardon my figure of speech.
You're replacing yourself one bit at a time, Professor.
And it didn't cost me a dime except for the several $100s for the surgery.
Right. Well, yes.
Anyway, eyeballs, though. If we're close, maybe I'll point them out, but keep an eye open, as it were. Yes, thank you. Oh, yes, well, thank you, Icky Mace. We'll try and put you back together if we can. Ooh, well, what else? Are we still on 10 minutes per level, or are we getting close? 10 minutes per circle here.
Let's start working our way through the sewers.
Okay. After casting a spell book worth of spells on yourselves, you feel confident that you've cloaked yourself in magic against any contingency. You begin to pick your way with Thurgus leading the way. Thurgus, you go down a side passage. The group of you ends up getting a little bit of, this muddy sewage water on yourselves as you kind of have to walk down into the sewer to get through a grate that is open, and it's a little bit dirty, but you are determined. You get to a part where you remember you had to wreck a gate. You almost didn't have the strength to do it, but you were able to bend open like an old rusty lock on the gate. And somebody has repaired the gate. The gate has some fresh new hinges on it, some new welds, and has a padlock. Give me a second. Machronom is a...
I'm hoping Machronom can detect traps for us.
Is a Gestalt rogue, and he took the rogue talent trap spotter. So, given that we're on the same wavelength, Matt, could you give me a +20 perception check for Machronom to detect the trap that the traps that they put on this grate?
30.
30? Okay. So,
Oh, hold up!
Buchrabeach's waving his little tentacles.
Oh, don't step there, Thurgus. That gate's gonna shock you real bad. And just beyond the gate, there's a bit of a bubble that anyone who walks into the bubble is gonna pop it, and it's gonna make a chimey noise.
Oh.
Is there something you could do about it?
Oh, I could try against the rune on the... Yeah, I could try to short it out.
Let's see if we can do that, Machronom.
Yeah, how
Well
confident are you? Yes, good luck.
Machronom produces out of his mouth some thieves' tools, and the bag hops off of Zephyros' back and starts approaching the things, and they look like some sort of, I don't know, like like a weird cable with a couple of pliers on the other ends of them. He rubs them together, and he's going to attempt to disable the symbol, not the symbol, the glyph trap that is on the gate.
Ooh, more glyph traps. A lot of those bad boys these days, right?
He's got a plus 21 without any spells running.
We could increase it a little bit with
You want
Good
to
Hope.
drop Good Hope now?
Yeah, let's do an extended Good Hope now.
Okay.
Oh, that spell made me shiver.
Yes.
Okay, that's a plus 23. The DC of the trap is, this is a greater glyph, DC 30.
35.
35. He's able to short out to the glyph.
Okay. All right, so
There's a bunch of sparks and things that fly everywhere, a bit of smoke.
okay, I got that. Oh, okay. Now the bubble on the other side, when we get through this lock and we move the door open, we're going to pop the bubble.
Is that something that you can...
It's not the door that pops the bubble, it's us moving up to it. So we can just swing the door open at this point. We need to get through this lock, though.
He puts the tools away and pulls out some other tools and is now going to start picking the lock.
Delightful.
Hey, you've got a trap guy.
Oh, finally. Oh, my God.
Oh,
This would have been a nightmare before.
He clink.
Let me try that again.
He pulls out another set of picks. Yep. A couple of moments later, like within a minute, Mockernom's got the padlock off.
Oh, does anybody want this?
Token for your memories, Thurgus?
Oh,
Yeah, sure. Martin, could you keep that for keeping for me?
for keeping. Okay.
Okay, so
Poignant reminder of being free once more from bondage?
there's
That's right.
There's a good lock that has been tampered with that is now in one of his stomachs for Thurgus.
Can you disable the bubble, Mockernom, or does it need to be dispelled?
Oh, I'm not really. I can see it. I don't.
Shall
I
we
don't
attempt
know.
to
I could
dispel?
try, but if I fail, it's gonna make noise.
It sounds like an alarm spell is what I'm thinking.
Can we see to the other side? Maybe we just dimension hop across?
Oh, that's one way of doing it.
Or dispel, yes, I've got a few if we need one.
As do I.
Oh, we could get really small and then swim up that little channel that goes underneath it. It's all sludgy, though.
Ew.
Small creatures climb inside of the channel in the middle that kind of runs the length of the middle of the sewer passage that you're in. But you could see this thick green slime just kind of coming down the passage. Small creatures could go and like crawl on all fours through the slime underneath where Mockernom's saying the bubble of the alarm spell is.
You guys want me to try and dispel it?
We're just worried about setting it off. It will make this all rather hard if they know we're coming.
If a dispel fails, does it set it off? I think not.
Oh, I don't know these things.
He's looking up the Zephyros.
Yeah.
Here goes nothing, I suppose, then. Who
Just
wants
do
it?
Yes, go ahead and do it.
I cast Dispel Magic.
All right, give me a caster level check.
It is 1d20 plus 11 minus 10? Is that how this works?
Minus 11.
Why is it 11?
D20 plus 10 minus 11?
Plus 10 minus...
Oh, right.
Plus-
Plus 10 minus...
No,
Wait,
you're
we're
11th.
11th level.
Okay,
Yeah,
roll,
we're 11th level.
Just roll a d20 then.
That's right. That's right.
That's the-
Straight D20 roll.
20th
Natural
level.
20!
So you snap your fingers. There's this gentle ripple as the magic appears before you, and then just gets whisked away down into the sewers.
Shall we, Jerks, do what we do best?
Not a single chime or alarm came up. So just felt it.
Thurgus, I believe some alchemists await. How close before we set up our door?
Thurgus, you know that I'm going to expose some map for you. So if we zoom out a little bit, there's the outside of the tower, but you came through the bottom, and you found almost like a shaft in the morgue and embalming area. Let me just move creatures out of there because you don't know what's in there. But there is a area that you think is on the second floor that has like a trash chute where they might dump body bits and that sort of thing, that lead down to this horrid cyst of a room in the sewers. You actually kind of fell down this garbage chute, or kind of half climbed down it, landed on a bunch of rotten bodies, and rolled off of it, and then scooted off down the tunnel that you're going in. This is the way that you got in. So with fly spells, it'd be no problem to fly up into it.
What about the fly speed?
I will, at some point when we're walking, I will tap Thurgus on the shoulder, or not tap him, but I will look at him and silently cast auditory hallucination on him.
Sorry, this is not the second floor; it's the first floor. Wrong place for the chute. Similar dimensions.
Sorry, what map am I supposed to be on? Tower of Alchemy.
The Tower of Alchemy. So,
okay.
General dimensions of the tower are like three towers and floors that go up. There is a chute on the first floor.
Got it.
You had gone down from the morgue into that first floor and then found the chute.
While we're like walking through here, I'm gonna silently hit Thurgus with an illusion. I'm gonna see if it lands on him. I'm gonna increase the DC by 2 just to make sure. I'm gonna do it silently, kind of from the back, so I'm hoping nobody notices. DC is gonna be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 28. Yeah, DC 28 illusion.
I don't know that the professor is the one casting this on me, so I can't choose to fail it, essentially, right? It's just a will save?
So. Yeah.
What's the illusion?
Auto visual hallucination.
I rolled a 40.
You resist it.
Okay.
I tried to give you a little confidence booster in there, buddy. A little bit of the blood bear. You see it running? It's leading you along.
It's okay. I have to get these high rolls out of my way so that I can roll ones in combat. It's fine.
Thurgus,
You're ready.
You're able to backtrack to the place where effectively the garbage chute was. And it looks like they've cleaned the garbage chute, but have then started, like, all garbage, it just continues to amass. Like, there's a different pile of stuff than what you saw before. This pile of stuff, you notice that there's some regular-looking trash from just people eating and consuming. There are some broken vials, but more concern is that there's a lot of tunics and cloaks.
Is my baby blanket in there?
That are mixed in with some body parts that are bloated. hordes of flies. Some of the tunics and cloaks might have looked really nice at one point in time. Beautiful whites and blues with silver thread and fur trim.
Do I recognize my baby blanket?
You
I
go
lost
over,
a cloak when I was escaping.
You go over towards it, and you're kind of looking around. No, you don't see the baby blanket anywhere.
Okay.
A lot of the insignias on the cloaks look very similar to something that you've seen recently. There has to be at least a dozen of them, if not more.
As in, like, the Patreon guards, or...
These are cloaks and tunics that belong to the Patreon Guard.
Ooh.
That have been simply thrown into the alchemical/biological waste bin beneath the Tower of Alchemy.
God. We're getting some
So
weird kind
he takes a deep breath, and he looks back at the party. Alright. Pretty sure the reanimator has the Patreon guard. Just a heads up.
Good to know.
He's trying to keep his head on straight. And my goal, I don't know how much of this layout I know, if any, but my goal is to beeline it for Under Chief Requiem. So if I have an idea, if I don't know where he is, then I'm starting on the first floor.
Yeah, you went from the morgue down the stairs to the trash chute, and instead of going through the main doors, you went down the trash chute.
Okay.
You know that you were in other rooms while you were being tortured. You suspect up, but during your escape, you found the place very confusing.
Got it. Okay.
I already set a DC for one of your rolls a while back, and you got enough to get back to the chute. You don't have enough to really understand the properties of the tower.
Got it. Then then what I would do is I would start as low as possible to see if I can make my way to the front door, and then work my way up.
Yeah, the chamber where the garbage chute is this first floor with the front door. The front door was closed and barricaded, and it's like a fortress front door. So you were unarmed at that point in time, and you decided to, pull a Star Wars and jump down the trash.
Nice.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hard and head towards the front door. Is it? I don't know if there's a front desk, or if there's people guarding it, or anything like that.
Well, you're actually standing at the corpse pile and the garbage, and you're kind of looking up, and there's
I see.
There's a cut chute that leads to where the garbage chute is.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way out.
Okay. The chute is big enough that medium creatures could fit up it, but large creatures would have to squeeze.
To my knowledge, I have not had enlarged person cast on me yet.
Nope.
So, but that does present a problem for Zephyros.
He's got overland flight, though, so...
I need a marching order up the chute. Some of you can fly, some of you can climb. I imagine, Thurgus, you're using your wings, right?
Yeah.
Before we go, I'm going to cast some spells before we go up. Most of them are going to be silent because we are right underneath this garbage chute. Maybe I will step to the side so it echoes less. If anyone has some way to silence us for the moment, we're about to cast a bunch before we go in, I presume.
Well, I've got to cast a bunch of spells, including some on Thurgus.
Yes, well, shall we find a little side?
Is now the time for me to cast my shield spell?
It is
That's
indeed.
right, buddy.
This is it.
Yes.
It's go time.
Let's step off maybe to a side chamber so we're not under this chute here for the moment.
Well,
Yeah, that sounds like
the chamber is large enough that you can go that you can all stand in it and look at the pile of garbage. There is a bucket down here, a wheelbarrow, and several really dirty shovels. It's like maybe they come down here every once in a while to clean up the garbage.
How do they get down here? Do they ride the bucket down?
Ooh,
I
good
think they just
question.
dump it down the chute.
Zephyros casts Mirror Image, and he has to roll 1d4 plus 3.
Oh, you guys are going full guns a-blazing, aren't you?
Oh, he rolls a
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
He takes 1 from the Thurgus book.
Maximum is 8 images anyways, though, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
That's not that bad. For Zephyros casts Enlarge Person extended on Thurgus.
Wait until we get to the other side of the chute.
Okay, so Zephyros will bark that one and cast that the moment that happens. Would Thurgus want Displacement or Blur right now?
Displacement is rounds. I would hold on.
Oh, I didn't mark this as rounds. Thank you.
I'll do a mirror image on myself as well. I got a 6.
So how about Blur? Maybe do Blur on Thurgus or not yet?
I won't say no. Blur's free mischance.
Right. So Zephyros casts Blur on Thurgus.
I will cast Fly on myself.
Dude,
Hey.
you guys, it's gonna be so funny when we get up there and these alchemists
I'm
are just
gonna-
like fast bomb dispelling bombs.
I'm going to roll a d20. I'm going to say if I roll a 1, there's an off chance that somebody deposits some garbage while you guys are standing next to the pit casting a bunch of spells. Apparently it's not garbage time, so you guys are fine. You're casting all of your spells.
Invisibility.
And Zephyros casts Fly on Mokrano.
Oh,
Thurgus, are you protected from death magic?
Not at the moment.
All right, I'm going to death ward myself and Thurgus.
What level's that?
It's a 4th level spell.
Thank you.
Should last 11 minutes.
Reduce
I
person
mostly
on the
care because
professor.
I get dispelled, so I've been writing down the level next to the spell effects.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Who's in the telepathic bond?
the big
Thurgus, Fereosae, Zephyros, Buchrabeach, Henry.
Okay.
All the PCs.
Just so you're letting
Except-
me know how you guys are doing.
Yeah, Buchrabeach we can talk to him this whole time. He's like our HQ guy. Buchrabeach, send in more choppers! I think I have a shield spell. I'll throw that one on there.
And I just have a clarification question for when we get into a battle. So Zephyros' fireballs are intensified right now. Can he use his metamagic rod of empower with them as well?
The answer is yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Well, no, they're 4th level spells right now.
No, they're not.
No, they're thirds.
They're thirds because of his skills. He's got
Oh yeah, you reduce
Magical lineage.
my magical lineage.
So all of your fireballs are automatically intensified. You prepare them as intensified, so they're equivalent to 3rd level spells, and your rod goes up to 3rd. So yes, you can. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm giving everyone a
Normally
moment
you
of
could
greatness.
not. Zephyros is a different guy.
Zephyros is the fireball king.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll cast Arcane Sight on myself.
Okay. Henry, you see a large portion of the wall down here off to the side is glowing illusory.
Oh, there's a illusory wall right in front of us.
Oh, what? I'll try and interact with it.
Okay. So you guys start playing with the illusory wall and eventually break the DC, and you can see that there are stone steps that cut up in a diagonal pattern that lead upwards.
Well, that makes sense.
I remember how you was asking how they get down here. I found it.
I'll bet it's that.
The professor did.
Yeah. Let's
How
take
many
it
minutes
then.
on delay poison?
Macadam should go near the front.
Are we going up the chute or are we going up the stairs?
Going up the stairs, buddy.
Okay.
Thurgus, I believe you're taking the front behind Mokranom. I'll stick somewhere to the back here, provide support where I can.
I don't like the look of this guy.
says Smockernum as he goes up the stairs a little bit. So the stairs go up maybe a quarter of a full turn, and then there is this imposing metal door with what looks like some sort of draconic face that faces into it, and you can see some liquid has dripped out of the side of the draconic face and dribbled down the door, burning into the stone a little bit. The stone walls seem to be very clean of any dirt, and look like they've been blasted with some sort of magic or fire before. Makarnom's saying that the door is a big trap.
We could take the chute.
Thurgus, your call.
We could all fly up there, so.
You guys, I'm trying really hard not to break down this fucking door. Just tell me what to do.
Mokranom, do you think you'll be able to disarm this one, or is it likely it will result in your untimely demise?
Don't forget, Mokranom, you've got a lot of acid resistance and a lot of fire resistance.
Yeah. I have to crawl inside that mouth to get at the trap, though.
The mouth that's
You
oozing
could
burning
fly,
stuff?
right?
Yeah.
You could fly.
Well, do you want me to do that, or are we just going up the garbage?
I think it's best if we come through an locked door. They won't be expecting that.
I don't think they'll be expecting to shoot either.
Okay, I could try.
Give it a try.
Give it a try.
Mokranom.
I'll
Is there
move
anything we can do to
a
aid
quarter
you?
turn down.
Anything at all?
Well, stand back. If this thing all blasts, you probably want to be away by the corpses.
Okay.
Yep, I will step back with the corpses as well.
Do we? Does anybody in the party have like a wand or a scroll of shield other?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
You can hear
Does that sound like us?
Does anybody have a channel point or something? Let's hold on real quick. Let me just see stream points. I think. Where are we? Metagame? Is that where we keep?
Neil
those?
has one fortune point, I've got one, and Mark's got one. There are no hero points in the tank.
I can gallant inspiration him if he's close.
Okay, so don't pull this ring because the trap is activated, and that's how you open the door, but not when the trap's activated. It's also locked, but yeah, let me get inside here. Okay.
Good Hope's still running. He.
Chat, we need you.
Where's
We
Foxfire
can't
now?
lose our favorite voice to do. Oh, how am I supposed to do the Martyrdom voice?
He gets a 30, and you can hear some clanging a little bit, and there's a hissing coming from the door.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Let your gas out. Let your gas out. Okay.
He comes flying down, putting his tools back into his mouth.
The trap's gone. The door's still locked, though, but it's making some hissing noises.
Thurgus, I assume you'd like the honors then of unlocking it?
What? I thought we was trying to be quiet. Am I going all out?
Oh, you want me to get the lock? Okay. I'll be right back.
Can you get the lock?
Okay.
I'm just taking deep breaths at this moment.
This one is an amazing lock, DC 40. He missed by 2. Can he spend the inspiration to increase the bonus?
Let me check here. I can gallant inspiration him. What does gallant inspiration do? Gallant inspiration Pathfinder. It's a competence bonus. Good Hope is a morale bonus, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
It's duration instantaneous, casting time 1 immediate action. So I will cast it.
Okay, Makrona manages to get his little tentacle and his little tool inside a place where he's pulling on this pull ring. The chain's disappearing into the door behind this behind this kind of ornamental claw-looking thing to make it look like a dragon, and he just can't quite get it. But you cast a spell, and you hear a click, boom, and the whole door shifts as it unlocks, and you have gained entry into the Tower of Alchemy.
Ah, yeah. I don't suppose we could do a bio break before we.
You
trigger
motherfucker.
Initiative here.
If I roll a 1, somebody was at the door for whatever reason. It's not a common place for them to be. No, maybe someone just passed by, but you gained access to the Tower of Alchemy, and I'm going to shift your tokens over to where you're kind of peeking.
Sure. Now let's do a quick bio break and then get back into this.
You sons of bitches.
I mean, it's a great time to make a cup of coffee.
All right.
Hmm.
I'll be right back as well then.
So true.
All right, I'm going to do a quick pause of the stream then.
Yeah, it seems reasonable.
Do a bio as well.
I'll be right back.